4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register Sports Editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we very much appreciate you tuning in this week. Coming up in just a minute, we will have a conversation with the brand new head football coach at Madison Southern High School. His name is Mark Payne. He comes to us from Southwestern High School, where he's been the defensive coordinator for the past couple of years. It's an interview we filmed earlier this week. You may have already seen it out on social media, but we will be replaying that as part of the show here in just a few minutes. And it's great to talk to Coach. I had not met him before, so got him in here to the studio and had a nice conversation. So I appreciate him taking the time to do that. And check it out. It was a good interview, and he seems like a really good guy with a good vision for the program down there at Madison Southern. But as always, we like to start off the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County Sports, and we will start off with the 11th Region All-A Classic, which was held this past week over at Model Lab School. And on the girls' side, it was the Berea Lady Pirates looking for their 4th consecutive title, and they were able to achieve that goal, even if it came in kind of an anticlimactic fashion. The Lady Pirates did pick up wins on Monday over LCA, and then on Wednesday over Model, but Saturday's scheduled championship game with Sayre had to be canceled because of some health and safety protocol issues inside of the Sayre program. So the Lady Pirates did not actually play in the championship game. They did get the championship Saturday afternoon. They did actually have a trophy presentation. They got to cut down the nets and all that good stuff. But a little bittersweet, but still, the Lady Pirates get to go on to the All-A State Tournament for the 4th consecutive year. And on Saturday afternoon, we got a chance to talk to Coach Damian Stepp and Senior Reagan Stepp.
Here at Model Lab School, where the Berea Lady Pirates have claimed their 4th straight 11th Region All-A championship. That's Coach Damian Stepp. That's Reagan Stepp, Senior. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Well, Coach, I know this is not the way you wanted to do this. Sayre could not play today, so you won the 4th, basically a forfeit in the championship game, but still a 4th straight title, and your kids got to celebrate, and it's still a great moment.
Yeah, I mean, definitely everybody wants to play that game. You want to play that game and have the opportunity to finish it up with a win and then go through the awards and things like that. I really feel bad for Coach Sayre. They looked really good against Frankfurt, and I thought they were going to be a real challenge in the championship game. But that's just kind of the climate we're living in with the COVID stuff. And I don't want to take anything away from the accomplishments of our girls. We won 2 games, and I think we were probably the favorite coming into this thing. And I felt like our first 2 outings were really good, kind of what we looked for, and any reason to think that they weren't going to be able to bring that same type of intensity and play to the championship game. So we're glad to be able to represent the 11th region in the All-A State Tournament next week.
Reagan, you guys found out on Thursday kind of what was the emotions like, I guess right before practice on Thursday, so kind of what were...
Well, he was on the phone with the AD, so I found out first, and I wasn't allowed to tell anybody. And so that kind of sucked because it's really like bittersweet. You want to win, and a guaranteed win is cool, but it's more exciting to play the game, and like the emotions of getting the trophy right after playing is totally different than when we just got it. A lot more exciting.
All right, well, we'll recap the road to the championship for the Berea Lady Pirates. Started off on Monday with a 65-44 win over LCA. It was Madison Howe with 15 points and Chesney Levens with 10 points, and a fairly easy win for Berea. On Wednesday, we expected a big showdown with between the Lady Pirates and the Lady Patriots. Unfortunately, Model came into that game extremely shorthanded. Kinsey Ferguson was not able to play, and they also did not have Paige Mattingly or Maya Bandari, and Berea was able to roll to a 72-43 win over the Lady Patriots. 5 players in double figures for Berea. Abby Beard with 12 points, Madison Howell and Alexis Newman with 11 points each, and Maddie Stepp and Chesney Levins with 10 points each. For Model, it was Keaton Hall with 22 points and Taylor LeCompte with 12 points as well. Berea goes to 15-1 on the season. They will return to action in a big matchup Tuesday at Franklin County. That's two of the top teams in the 11th region. Should be a great game up there in Frankfort. And of course, Berea does advance on to the All-A State Tournament, and they will play in their first game January 26th at McBrayer Arena against Owensboro Catholic. And the Model Lady Patriots fall to 11-6 on the season, and they'll be back in action Tuesday at Nicholas County. On the boys' side of the tournament, neither Berea nor Model was able to get through the semifinal round, but the Berea Pirates did pick up a quarterfinal victory on Tuesday over Trinity Christian. It was 69-48 over at Model. Cannon Cummins with 21 points and 14 rebounds. Sean Kett, 14 points and 4 rebounds. Quentin Morgan with 13 points, and Trenton Wilson with 12 points and 5 rebounds. And after the game, we had a chance to talk to Coach Eric Fields and Trenton Wilson.
All right, we're here at Model Lab School where the Berea Community Pirates have picked up a 69-48 win over Trinity Christian in the opening round of the 11th Region All-A. That's Coach Eric Fields. That's Trenton Wilson. Thanks, guys, for hanging out after the game here. Congratulations on the big win. I know it's Coach, it's been a rough year for you guys. You had COVID cancellations right off the bat, and you had a lot of really hard-fought close losses, but got out to a big lead tonight. Lots of big smiles out there. Kids having fun.
Yeah, I think we, starting off the year was pretty rough. Not getting those 3 games, and then you go play teams that have played 4, 5, 6 games. That's pretty rough, and we're finally starting to hit a stride. I think to where we are really just working on playing together, and we've got some new guys, young guys, and that's just the biggest thing. We played together tonight. That's something that we stress all the time. Is playing together, and that's what we did, and we got it done.
Yeah, Trenton got into a nice big lead and lots of big smiles out there.
Yeah, we definitely picked it up on day to day. Usually we've not had that lately, but today we picked it up. We moved the ball really well, passed the ball very well. Me and myself, I played selfish a couple games ago, and I think we got back into it, started playing together, and definitely helped us today, and we looked way better.
Coach, got to give Trinity Christian a lot of credit. They they got it by 20, I think 22 one point. They got back to 12 a couple of times. They just kept coming at you.
Yeah, they play hard, man. They don't quit. I watched that on film, watched a couple games, and they didn't back down. They got down early against I think Model. I watched them against Model. I watched them against Louisville Collegiate. They got down early, but they just fought back. And that's what I told the guys. I said, you can't lay down. You gotta go hard for 32 minutes. And thankfully we did that tonight. We kept after. We kept hard on defense, good on offense. Can't ask for much more from the team.
Trenton, you guys got either Sayre or Frankfort. They're going to play here in just a minute. You're going to hang around and watch the game?
Yes, sir, definitely. Let's see my new opponent.
All right, what are you going to be focusing on there? What do you think you're going to see?
They definitely both have some size on them. We got to figure out how we match up with them and how they run the floor and how we can guard them and how we can switch it or no switch it or just play with them. At the end of the day, it's basketball.
All right, we'll see you guys Thursday in the semifinals.
Thanks.
Well, the Pirates went on to face Sayre in the semifinals on Thursday night over at Model and suffered a 66-44 loss. Got off to a good start in that game, had an early lead, but the Spartans slowly took back control and were able to pick up a victory. Trenton Wilson, 20 points, and Quentin Morgan with 7 points. In the second semifinal on Thursday night, it was LCA rolling to an 87-35 win over Model. The Eagles had a 24-7 lead after the first quarter, and Model was never really able to get back into the game. Keshav Bondari with 8 points for Model, and Jude Vickers with 7 points. And a side note, Sayre went on to beat LCA in the championship game on Saturday. It's the first time they've won the All-A 11th Region title since 1998, so there was a lot of very happy Sayre fans over at Model on Saturday afternoon. Now, both Model and Berea did pick up games on Saturday after they were eliminated from the All-A tournament. The Berea Community Pirates went down and played in the Warrior Classic at Southwestern and beat Somerset Christian Academy 71-57. It was Quentin Morgan with 18 points and Sean Kett with 17 points. And it was Model traveling over to Bardstown to take on Bethlehem on Saturday, and they were handed a 70-54 loss. It was Keshav Bondari with 18 points and Dylan Crockett with 9 points. The Berea Pirates are 14-12 on the season. They'll be home Tuesday night against Bluegrass United. And the Model Patriots are 3-11 on the season, and they'll be back in action Tuesday at Bergen. Other high school boys action this week. The Madison Central basketball team had a very interesting week. On Monday, went down to North Laurel and had a lead in the third quarter, but ended up suffering a 77-65 loss. And then Friday night came back and picked up a tremendous victory at home over Great Crossing, 57-45. A lot of stuff to tell you about here. The game at North Laurel, of course, we know Reed Shepherd, the UK commit, and how good North Laurel is. Indians go down 12-0, battle back, only down by 1 at the half, take a 7-point lead in the third quarter before Jalen Davis goes out with a knee injury, an ankle injury, and he would not return, and that led to a 77-65 loss. But in that game, Will Harden 20 points, Trey Skaggs 16 points, Jalen Davis with 15 points. So on Friday night, at home against Great Crossing, Central basically has only 5 varsity players eligible. And in a tremendous performance, those 5 kids played all 32 minutes and ended up picking up a 57-45 win over a really good Great Crossing team, which had just beaten Madison Southern the week before. So it was Will Harden, 24 points and 14 rebounds, Robbie Todd with 23 points, 11 rebounds and 7 blocks, and Trey Skaggs with 5 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. And after the game, we got a chance to talk to Coach Alan Feldhaus and Robbie Todd.
All right, we're here at Madison Central High School where the Indians have picked up a 57-45 win over Great Crossing. It's Coach Alan Feldhaus. That's Robbie Todd. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks.
Like you were just saying a minute ago, Coach, you've been doing this a long time, and that's got to be one of the most satisfying wins of your career.
It is when you're shorthanded and when you just, in my opinion, you just go out and just out tough for them. I just thought we maybe wanted it a little bit more than they did. And I told Robbie, I don't know what he ate for a pregame meal, but he needs to keep on it because he was a man. He was a man out there, especially in the second half. Some of those offensive rebounds, he just wanted it more than anybody else. So, and plus he hit some shots too. You hadn't had a game like that where you hit threes like that. So, and especially when we were struggling there early, we needed somebody to come and put it up for us.
Yeah, Robbie had 7 blocks. I think 3 of them came in one sequence there on the Marino in the second half there. So that was a fun matchup.
Yeah, I knew going into this game it would be a fun game. You know, going up against a guy taller than me. I knew I would have to be physical this game. So playing defense was a big part of this game.
Yeah, and then coming in, you guys had to know with Jalen out with the ankle, the 5 of you were going to basically have to go the full distance, and all 5 of you played all 32 minutes.
Yeah, we had to grind it out at the end. I was starting to get tired, but we just had to fight through it. It was the last couple of minutes. So
that's why I kept asking people on the bench, if Parker was to pick up, who are we going to – I didn't know who we were going to put in. So, and the zone helped us a little bit there early to keep us out of foul trouble. That was truthfully – that was probably the best performance defensively in just tough, hard-nosed, man-to-man defense, what we're usually known for. That's the best one we've had in a long time. I don't know what – they shot 29%, I think, for the game.
Yeah.
That's a nice
4 field goals in the second half.
Yeah, that is a nice, athletic, long team. So just a very satisfying win, put it like that.
Yeah, I think I heard you just a minute ago say that's a Madison Central win.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. That was fun, guys.
All right.
Thanks, guys. What a tremendous performance. Those 5 starters for Madison Central played all 32 minutes. Will Harden, Robbie Todd, Trey Skaggs, Parker Mullins, and Eli Steele played all 32 minutes. And it was a great atmosphere, great crowd over there, and a great victory for Madison Central. 9-6 on the season now for the Indians. They'll be back at home Tuesday against West Jessamine. Busy week for the Madison Southern Eagles. 3 games on Tuesday. They went over to Estill County and picked up a 79-41 win. Thursday at home picked up a 64-46 win over East Jessamine. And then on Saturday went over to Boyle County and suffered a 59-54 loss against a really good Rebels team who's ranked in the top 25 in most polls. On Tuesday against Estill County, 24 assists for the Eagles, believed to be a school record. The records are not totally available, but everybody over there thinks that probably was a school record. It was Brett Ursuline with 15 points as well, as the Eagles rolled to a big win in a place it's not easy to get a win over there in Irvin and Estill County. And then on Thursday at home, 15 points for Jay Rose, 13 points for Nate Turner, as the Eagles rolled past an East Jessamine team. That really, the 64-46 score was not very indicative of how much of a blowout that was. The Jaguars came back at the end and got back in that thing. But after the game, our buddy Ricky Elkins got a chance to talk to Madison Southern coach Austin Newton about the big win over East Jessamine.
Coach Austin Newton with the Madison Southern team here tonight. Big win, 64-47. Your thoughts on the game?
So we came out and we continued to shoot the ball well for the second game in a row. We haven't shot the ball well all year, and these last 2 games we've really shot it well, but we've also passed it well. So in our last game at Estill County, we think we set a school record with 24 assists, and we continue tonight to really share the ball. Had 17 assists tonight, and just thought our guys played very unselfish, and we're starting to make shots.
Now, you pretty much took control of the game from the start, but they kind of allowed you to do some rather interesting things. I saw that you kind of pushed your one of your forwards out, or one of the inside guys out, and started hitting some threes. Is that a design play or something y'all been working on?
Are you talking about Nate Turner?
Yes.
So Nate had missed last year with an ACL injury, but the year before he was one of our better 3-point shooters. So we've known that Nate can shoot, and we like for him to take threes. And he's I don't know how many he made tonight. Looked like he made 3. Yeah, he made 3 or 5 tonight. So if we can get him going, and the rest of our shooters would be in good shape. And we had 4 guys in double figures. So anytime you can have 4 guys in double figures, that's tough to guard.
So let's talk about your next game, Saturday.
Yeah, we got to go to Bull County, who's a top 25 team in the state. They're going to be very tough and very physical, but we are looking forward to the challenge.
Okay, Coach. Thank you for your time.
I appreciate Ricky getting that video for us. Appreciate Coach talking to us. On Saturday night, a bit of good news, bad news over in Danville, because the Eagles went over to Bull County and put up a heck of a fight against a really, really good Bull County team. But late in that 59-54 loss to the Rebels, Braden Hudson went out of the game with an injury. It looks like it could be rather severe. I really don't know the status of that right now, but moving forward. But man, this Eagles team has had a ton of bad luck with injuries and all kinds of things. So we're keep our fingers crossed that Braden Hudson's injury is not that bad. He had 18 points and 10 rebounds before he left the game, and Jay Rose had 20 points as well. And that game was really close when he went out, and so the Eagles really had a chance to go over there and pull off a big upset. But Eagles are now 11-6 on the season. They'll be home Tuesday against Somerset. On the high school girls side, there was a couple of games this week for the Madison Southern Lady Eagles, and they picked up a pair of hard-fought wins on Tuesday, 57-53 at home over West Jessamine, and then Friday they went over to Fleming County and got a 48-45 win. They go to 10-6 on the season. In the win over West Jessamine, it was Hadley French, 13 points, Tara Wooten, 11 points, and Morgan Flannery with 10 points. And in the win over Fleming County, it was Hadley French with 10 points and Morgan Flannery with 10 points. And the Lady Eagles will be back in action today, or Monday, over at Henry Clay. Madison Central's Lady Indians back on the court for the first time since December 30th on Friday. Went over to Frankfort and took on one of the top teams in the 11th region, Franklin County, and suffered a 68-47 loss. And then right back in action on Saturday. Suffered a 54-35 win to another really good 11th region team at home. That's Frederick Douglass. And it was on Friday against Franklin County. Robbie Cooksey obviously making his debut again as the coach after Brad Lovely resigned just recently. So Robbie back behind the bench, and it was Bailey Hensley with 10 points and 10 rebounds, and Brittany Campbell with 10 points in the loss to Franklin County. And then on Saturday, it was Bailey Hensley with 12 points and 8 rebounds, and Brooke Campbell with 6 points. Madison Central will be back in action Tuesday at Lexington Catholic. USA South basketball for you. On the women's side, the Berea College Lady Mountaineers just keep on rolling along. 7th straight win on Saturday. Go to 12-3 on the season, 7-0 in the USA South with a 69-62 win over Brevard College down in North Carolina. They were down early 23-14 after a quarter, but they hit 32 of 41 free throws and got a big performance from Aaliyah Hampton, who had 26 points and 17 rebounds to rally for the win. Destiny Combs also with 19 points and 7 rebounds, and that is 11 straight wins for the Lady Mountaineers against USA South Conference opponents, and they will be back in action Monday at home against Campbellsville University Harrodsburg. The Berea College men had 2 games on the schedule this past week, but those did not happen because of COVID issues within the other teams' programs. So they will be back in action on Wednesday at USA South rival, or actually that game's in Berea. Wednesday at home against Maryville College, a USA South rival. And the Berea College men are 4-8 on the season, 0-1 in USA South play. Over to A-Sun basketball, and it was a rough week for the EKU men and the EKU women. Both teams went 0-2 with some tough, hard-fought losses. We'll start off with the men. EKU's men are now 0-4 in the A-Sun. That's the first time they've been 0-4 in conference play since the 2018-2019 season. On Tuesday was a 76-75 loss in Florence, Alabama to University of North Alabama. And then on Saturday it was a 76-65 loss at home to Jacksonville State at McBrayer Arena. In the loss to North Alabama, Devontae Blanton had a shot at the buzzer that would have won the game, but just didn't fall. And it was Rashard Cruikshank with 14 points and Jamaro Brown with 14 points. And EKU was 8 of 23 from three-point range. And those three-point struggles continued on Saturday at home against Jacksonville State. The Colonels were 11 of 39 from three-point range and never led against Jacksonville State. It was Braxton Beverly with 18 points and Rashard Cruikshank with 10 points. And through 4 A-Sun games, EKU is 38 of 129 from three-point range. That is just 29%. And after the game, Coach A.W. Hamilton talked about EKU's shooting struggles from long range.
And 4 A-Sun games now, you're shooting combined 29.4% from three-point range, and that's just so important to how you guys run your offense. And I'm assuming it's an accumulation of a lot of things for that shooting percentage.
Yeah, and then you look at it, Nathan, we had some three-pointers blocked.
Yeah.
If somebody's running you off the line, you can't still shoot. You got to shot fake and drive and throw it to the next guy. So we've got to learn, and we got to be committed to understanding that, so we can get back to getting rhythm shots. You know, we got to get some inside-out threes, and what that is like, let's drive in the paint and then kick it out. Instead of just moving it around and round and round, let's get a drive, a paint touch, and then spray it out. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into it, but if we fix it, we're going to be dangerous because we can really shoot the basketball. If we don't fix it, we're going to be a bad offensive team.
2 weeks into the conference schedule, and EKU still looking for their first league win as a member of the Atlantic Sun. Of course, 0-4 is not the place you want to be, but every team in the A-Sun gets into the postseason tournament, so the Colonels certainly not in panic mode yet, as Braxton Beverly tells us after the game on Saturday.
First of all, just staying confident. We're off to a slow start, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the season. We still have a lot, still have the ultimate title to play for, our main goal. So we just can't get down on ourselves and just, like I said, just stay confident each time we come into practice and get extra shots up, and just keep playing together to find out man to make, get us easier shots, get us more rhythm shots rather than having to force sometimes. But that's also something that's easily fixable.
It's obviously not time to panic by any means, but 0-4 is obviously not where you want to be, and you guys, you probably need to get this thing turned around pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah, no, like you said, no reason to panic. We still have 12 conference games left. So 12 conference games, and
yeah,
we still got the tournament, so they have the same chances as everybody else in the conference to win the tournament, which is our ultimate goal anyway. So no reason to panic. Just stay the course. Just keep learning, keep getting better.
How you feeling physically?
I'm all right. I'm here.
Yeah. You guys are pressing hard. 17 turnovers that you forced today as well. You shot the best on the team, 50% from three-point line. It looked like you found a rhythm there, especially going on later in the second half. Is that something you can carry over?
Playing for it too.
Yeah.
Now it's just put two halves together. Hotter in the second half than the first. So now, and for me, just put two halves together, and so really my teammates that keep, teammates and coach, they stay in my ear. They want me to shoot those shots. They believe in me that I can hit them. So I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Do it for them.
All right. Well, the Colonels fall to 8-10 on the season. Be back in action Tuesday for another huge A-Sun game at home against Lipscomb. EKU women also went 0-2 last week, where they started off A-Sun play with a pair of wins, but now dropped to 2-2. On Wednesday down in Florence, Alabama, suffered an 88-86 double overtime loss to North Alabama. And on Saturday here at home at McBrayer Arena, it was a 76-74 loss to Jacksonville State. In the loss at North Alabama, it was Berea Bass, back from an injury. She had 18 points, 18 rebounds. Jayla Johnson with 15 points. And EKU had 6 players in double figures, but shot just 39% and couldn't come up with a double overtime victory. And then on Saturday, the Colonels got off to a great start. 8-0 lead right off the bat against first place Jacksonville State. They were up 11 at the half, and then the Gamecocks came out and went on a 19-0 run to start the second half, including four straight three-pointers. And then Jacksonville used a 10-0 run late to seal the victory. It was Alice Recanade with 19 points, 8 assists and 6 rebounds. Jayla Johnson with 12 points, and Berea Bass with 10 points. And after the game, we got a chance to talk to Greg Todd about the loss to Jacksonville State.
Around the top 100, if you look at most RPI national rankings, are 100 to 120 range. So they're the highest rated team in our division, and I was disappointed in our third quarter in our play there. But outside of that, we won 3 quarters. We did some positive things. We out-rebounded a very physical team by 14. We're a team that turns the ball over. They were able to turn us over. It's an area that we work on daily, but it's that's been one of our bigger weaknesses. I think 3-point shooting seems to be getting a little better for our team. It's not necessarily our strength, but to attack the basket, we're 6th in the country in shooting free throw, or 6th in the nation in free throws made, and let a team come in on our home court that typically their opponents shoot more free throws than they do. That hurts. That hurts. We didn't attack the basket strong enough, and we didn't come out very well on the block charges. I'm not implying officials hurt us. I'm just saying for us, it was about 5 or 6 block charges. Every one of them went against us, and again, that's on us. I'm not calling out officials on it. I'm just saying that was a factor because we rely on drawing a lot of fouls. They do a good job showing their hands. They're very physical with their upper body. They make it very tough. When you're in my shoes, you want those to be called fouls, but I've played against them for many years, so I'm used to how they play.
The Colonels are now 9-8 overall, 2-2 in the Atlantic Sun. They'll be back in action Wednesday at home against league rival Lipscomb. All right, some other stuff to tell you about on Friday afternoon. Braden Fuzz Carson made it official. The Madison Southern senior officially signed a national letter of intent to join the track and field program at the University of Louisville. He is the first track athlete from Madison Southern to ever sign a Division I scholarship, and one of only a handful of athletes ever from Madison Southern to sign a Division I scholarship with a Power 5 conference. I think it's only 3 ever, but not sure about that. But I know it's only 3 that I know of, the other 2 being Luke Stocker and Damian Harris. But he's a multi-sport track athlete, does all the jumping events, and has been into the decathlon as well. So here's a little footage of Braden talking about his decision to go to Louisville and the journey that brought him there.
I think about what I was going to say. First time I even thought about what I was going to say with this was when I was at my sister's signing, because I was thinking about what the future would be like for me, and I'm like, I'm going to be there soon. But the more and more that I had thought about it, the more that I just realized there's not so much that I need to say, because it's just, I definitely want to talk about the journey leading up to it, because this journey was just so insane. I had spent so much time. I had not had a normal summer. Believe me, lots of 2 practices a day, 6-7 days a week, constant, and a lot of thinking, a lot of emailing coaches, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts. It was stressful, so this is a very large burden on my shoulders. And I never would have thought I would be where I am right now when I was at my sister's signing. There's no way. But I just wanted to thank everybody who supported me through this whole journey. I got zero grief for quitting football from anybody. Well, I got one person, but to the people who supported my decision and who absolutely pushed for me to get here, thank you. I love you all. You guys are awesome. And to the people who didn't support that decision, thank you too, because you made me work even harder. And
all right, well, congratulations to Braden. Obviously, it's a tremendous thing for him to be going to such a tremendous track and field program. So congratulations to you, Braden. Also, this weekend, wrestling news, the Madison Central wrestling team is heading back to the team state duels. They competed in the Section 3 duels on Saturday. They picked up wins over Madison Southern and Bryan Station before losing in the championship to Johnson Central. So they will move on to the large school state duels later this month. And the EKU cheer team repeats as the co-ed national champions of the 2022 College Cheer and Dance Team Championship down in Orlando, Florida. Of course, that team is coached by A.W. Hamilton's wife, so congratulations to those young ladies and everybody at EKU. Back-to-back national championships for them. So, well, that's a lot to tell you about there, folks. And as always, we like to send out a thank you to everybody who makes all this possible. I know I say it every week, but it's true. If people didn't send me the information, I couldn't pass it along to you. So thank you to all the coaches, scorekeepers, parents, everybody who helps out. So it's a team effort. It's not about me. It's about you and about these kids. So I appreciate you getting us all about that information. So coming up here in just a minute, we're going to have our interview we recorded earlier this week with Madison Southern football coach Mark Payne. Really had a great time talking to him, and stick around to the end. You might see us give him a nice little gift that we had hanging around. So, but appreciate him coming by, and it's glad to have him here in Madison County. So stay tuned for that interview coming up right after this.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox, or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
Hey Madison County, I'm Emma Rupert here at the Citrus Bowl, and I just want to say hi to everyone back home. Go Cats!
All right, well, welcome back, where we are very happy to be joined by the brand new head football coach at Madison Southern High School. It's Mark Payne. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Congratulations, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you stopping by. I know you're still working down at Southwestern High School right now, so it's you're going back and forth a little bit, and it's kind of a transition period for you here.
Yes, it's a little bit of a transition. Haven't really got to meet a whole lot of people in the community, but I'm looking forward to that.
But you are going to start here at Southern soon, right?
I am. They're actually going to have me a position here probably starting next week.
Okay, awesome. Well, you got the job back in the middle of December, and I thought it was interesting that the word kind of leaked out. I think it was Bluegrass Preps was the first that kind of leaked out word you had gotten the job, and I sent you a text, and you were at Disney.
Yeah, I was. I accepted the job, or accepted the position as my family and I were traveling to Florida. So it was a little awkward. Didn't really get to tell a whole lot of people what was going on with the process. But we got to spend some good family time down there before we came back to all the hectic that was back home.
Yeah, I think I texted you and you said I've been on the phone all day with people. So it was...
Yeah, definitely got a lot of phone calls and text messages while I was down there. Just everybody wanting to know, where it came from, because we had kind of kept everything quiet. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and your wife and 3 kids were down there. You have a fun time?
Oh, absolutely. Great Christmas for my girls. They've kind of having to do another adjustment. We've moved around a little bit the past couple of years, so I felt like it was a way to kind of ease them into the situation. Just go spend a lot of money on them and then break it to them that we're getting ready to move again.
So the first time you guys have been down there, or you guys are regular visitors? Or
we're actually kind of regular visitors. We've probably been 3 times in the last 10 years, so I won't say regular, but every couple of years.
Yeah. Well, you talked about moving around. You obviously are a Corbin native. You were at Taylor County the last 3 years as a defensive coordinator at Southwestern, so the coaching carousel has kind of taken you a few places over the years.
Yeah, so when I started coaching about 14 years ago, I had made my decision then that I wanted to be a head coach at one point in time. So I've just did everything I could for the past 14 years, try to work my way up the ranks, and I've been blessed to be under some really good coaches over those 14 years and met some connections that have really helped me get to where I am now.
Yeah, when the Southern position came open, obviously you jumped at the opportunity there, and they're a program you're very familiar with. You guys played them in the season opener this past year down at Southwestern.
Absolutely. So we've played Madison Southern twice the last 3 years. We got canceled the COVID year for some COVID reasons, but definitely familiar with Southern and their history and some of the players they've had. It seems like Coach Clark's done a great job there, just building some tradition, and I'm happy to be a part of it now.
Yeah, coming into a program that's won 5 district titles just recently, a region title, got to the state championship game. So you obviously know that, and everybody else in the area kind of knows that as well. So it's a good foundation to build on here.
Definitely a good foundation to build on. I think the last couple years have been a little bit of a struggle, but I think that's been for everyone, just COVID. A lot of kids have had some trouble adjusting with COVID, and I'm going to have to try to get some more kids back out that have kind of went away from football the past couple of years. But the bones are there. Like I said, Coach Clark did an amazing job, and I just got to come in and kind of pick up where he left off.
Yeah, well, you were with Jason Foley at Taylor County as a defense coordinator. Then you went with him to Southwestern as well. 3 seasons there, you got to 3 region finals, so you guys had a really good run of success there, and I'm sure he will continue to have a good run of success there.
Southwestern, they're set to be pretty good for the foreseeable future. They got some good kids down in Pulaski County, and Pulaski County's always seemed like a hotbed for football. Somerset, Pulaski County, Southwestern, seems like every year they're all 3 very competitive, and usually don't see that from 3 schools in the same county. So there's definitely good football down there, and they'll be just fine.
Yeah, you guys were 11-2 this past season. You always seem to run into Frederick Douglass there in the region final, though.
Yeah, so we've played them the past 3 years. The first year, we were kind of just excited to be there. It was a slow start to the season. It was our first year there. It took some time for the kids to buy into the program. I believe we finished the regular season 5-5. And then we finally got some things rolling in district play and made a run to the region. And like I said, we were just kind of happy to be there. The second year, we knew that was where we wanted to be. That was our goal, and our kids were fully bought in. We played Douglass pretty tough all the way to, it came down to a 2-point conversion for the win. And then last year, we played Douglass again, and they have so much talent, so much speed. I can't say anything bad about Douglass, but I feel like those kids at Southwestern, they'll be ready for them the next time.
Yeah, well, you were the defensive coordinator down there, and the last year only gave up 195 points, which was the 5th fewest in all of Class 5A football. So you guys had some pretty good success on that side of the ball.
Yeah, we pride ourselves, or I pride myself on having an aggressive defense. We like to get a lot of pressure. We do a lot of different stunts and different looks up front. We'll throw different schemes at you from a 3-4 and a 4-3. Just try to get offenses off balance. And I was blessed to have some kids at Southwestern that, really embraced that. And I think we led the state in sacks and possibly led 5A in forced fumbles. I'm not sure we're on first or second in that as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty mean defense.
Yeah.
You can get after them there. Well, you guys, like you said, you coached under Jason Foley, also coached under Brent Jackson at Corbin. You've been under some pretty good people. This is going to be your first chance as a head coach, especially on the offensive side of the ball. What kind of style do you think we're gonna see from your teams?
As far as offense, it'll probably look kind of like what Madison Southern has ran in the past. I'd like to have a up-tempo spread offense. I coached at Corbin under Justin Haddix a little bit, so he's kind of been my mentor as far as offense goes. You may see a little bit more read option, a little bit more quick game passing with screens than Madison Southern had ran in the past. But definitely like to get a lot of athletes, a lot of speed out on the field and run a spread offense.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit more about the FBU. I really don't know much about that. It's obviously a youth football thing. You spent 6 seasons doing that, 4 seasons as a head coach. You got those kids to a national championship game. So tell us a little bit more about that and what that is.
FBU, it's Football Bowl University. They're big into football camps and youth sports. They actually, the people that put on the All-American game on NBC, was formerly the U.S. Army All-American Bowl. They also do a freshman All-American. But so FBU, they have a national tournament for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. The Kentucky Middle School Football Association sponsors a team for the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And that was just something I got linked into back around 2014. And I really enjoyed it because bringing some of the best youth athletes in the state together and competing. And 2020 was my last year as a head coach there, and I was blessed to have a really talented group. I believe there will probably be anywhere from 15 to 20 Division I athletes in that group. Austin Alexander, who is Sean Alexander's nephew, he's already received multiple offers. He was a big standout for us. Guy right up the road, Kalen Washington at GRC, running back, he was a big standout for us. And I would love to sit here and name all those names, but there's a ton of kids in that program. They're coming up, they'll receive college offers. It's just a way for kids to get a lot of exposure. It was something where I didn't feel when I first got into it that the state of Kentucky was receiving a lot of exposure for football. And once I got into that and I seen that we could compete with states like Georgia and Florida and some, but our kids weren't getting any of the offers, it was something that I knew that our kids in Kentucky need to get involved in. And actually, I believe our first group ever was Drake Jackson, Cash Daniels, Landon Young, Wandell played for FBU. So a lot of these kids that you're seeing now that are starting to get this exposure in Kentucky, they've came up through the FBU program.
Well, and we all know those names. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really awesome. Well, have you had a chance really yet to I know we've had snow last week and all the other things, but have you really had a chance to get up here and meet these kids yet? And or even think about putting together a coaching staff at this point? Or
So the coaching staff has been my priority the past 3 weeks. I've been coming up 3 or 4 times a week, meeting, interviewing coaches, trying to get coaching staff together. During that time, like you said, the scheduled meet and greet was set for a certain date, so all my players would find me on social media and be like, "Hey, coach, can we come meet you?" And I'll be like, I'm not going to turn anyone away. I want to meet these kids just as bad as they want to find out who their new coach is. So I've met some of them in passing. They've came up in between interviews and stuff like that, so I could just kind of, put a face with a name and let them ask me all the questions, because they've had a ton of questions about the same things you're asking now: offense, defense, what are we going to do? So I've met some of them, haven't met all of them. I'm looking forward tomorrow really getting to see everyone.
Yeah, so you really haven't finalized any coaches yet. We're not putting any pressure on you. It's only January, but I mean, I'm sure you've done this long enough. You have people in mind that you want on your staff.
Definitely, and one of the first things was I would have liked to keep a core coaching group that was already on staff, because, like I said, Madison Southern's been a great football program. I know those guys can coach football. I've seen it firsthand. Hopefully, I know for sure, I believe Tony DiGregorio is going to stay on staff. Tim Kirk is going to stay on staff. I'm hoping a few others like Buddy Harrison, Jordan Castile, Rico Brown, hoping those guys are still considering. They all have things where they don't work in the school system, so it's not as easy for them to always get there, so they're trying to figure out their schedules. Eric Scott, Chief of Police at Berea, he's going to come on and help.
Wow. Cool.
I'm trying to think here.
It's always good to have a cop on the side.
We've interviewed, yeah, definitely, and I think
things get a little rough.
He's going to be great with the community outreach as well. I mean, not only does he know football, he played in the league, he played at Kentucky. He has a wealth of football knowledge, but in his position, he's also going to help, with the community outreach. We want to be involved in the community, and I think that's something that Coach Clark did a great job of, being involved in the community. I want to continue that, and he's definitely going to be a huge role in that as well. Yeah. And then there's a few other coaches that I've interviewed, they've interviewed, but still can't put any names out there because they have some things going on. They got to figure out what's best for them and their family.
Yeah, Tony's a great guy. I'm he's hanging around.
Coach D is awesome. he told me, you can just call me Coach D. You don't have to say. And I told him, I was like, I'm not just going to call you Coach D because I can't say your name. So I'm trying to make myself say his name every day.
I had to spell it in the paper, and I probably misspelled it several times, but no, he's a great guy. And of course, he was head coach at Berea Community for a couple of years and had a good run of success over there. So, all right, so this may sound a little cheesy, but you do have a great name for a football coach. So are we going to see any kind of, is Madison Southern going to turn into the House of Payne or anything like that? Or
I don't
or is that just too cheesy? Is that too cheesy?
I don't know where that started, but somebody coined that. I think it may have been Josh McKinney or Michael Gregg. They were with Lake Cumberland Sports, and they would always broadcast our games. And somebody just told me, one day, he's like, have you ever watched these broadcasts? And I'm like, no, I don't. I just watch the film on Huddle. Yeah. He's like, you have to watch one. And they were saying House of Pain. I personally, yeah, it's cool. I love the name, but I'm not sure where it came, so I don't know if that will follow. So I don't know.
The Eagle's Nest could be the House of Pain. Yeah. It's kind of cheesy though. But it's fun. It's fun though. It's fun. I mean, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun, and for the kids and the students, have fun with it.
Absolutely.
So Randy's going to give me this here in a minute, but we have a gift for you. But have you met Wayne Lanehart yet?
I did. So I went to the basketball game, Madison Southern versus Great Crossing. It was at Ferristown Middle School just a few days ago. And my plan was I wasn't going to wear anything Madison Southern. I was just going to try to stay away because I know Jay, Mr. Simmons, the athletic director, he's still wanting me to wait for our meet and greet to kind of really meet everybody. And Wayne walked by and he just asked me, who are you? And I said, I'm Mark Payne. I'm new head coach at Madison Southern. He introduced himself, and he had actually already added me on Facebook. So I have met Wayne.
All right, well, that's good because we have a present for you. Because if you're going to be the new coach, we have to give you Wayne's World T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
we got 2 words for you. We've even cut off the sleeves like Wayne always does. So that's for you.
That's awesome.
So congratulations.
That's awesome. Hopefully, I'm wearing that the next time I see Wayne.
You got to go with the sleeves off though. Wayne always cuts the sleeves off. It could be 20 degrees below zero, and he'd still have his shirt with no sleeves. So, so there you go. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming by, and we look forward to getting to work with you in the future. And it's an exciting new era down at Madison Southern, and we'll see. Look forward to a lot of good things.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, congratulations. Appreciate it. Good to meet you. It's the first time I've ever actually met him in person. I texted with him a few times, so it's good to actually meet you. So.
Yeah. Ready to get to work.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. We'll be back next week with another episode at 9 o'clock on Sunday evenings. And, of course, the best place to follow us is on Twitter, Richmond R Sports, or on Facebook at Register Sports. So have a great week. See you next time.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and, of course, on Facebook or Twitter. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.